We're talking about all the emerald cards in Azurite C, starting off with this one, which isn't in the right number sequence. This is number 26. It's Stitch, the Little Trickster, and he is super good. He has, for 1 ink, this character gets +1 strength this turn. If you have 10 ink, you can pay the 10 ink one at a time and make this thing like an 11-3 character. Like, he can take out some big characters. He has the challenge ability. He's super good. He doesn't have Challenger. I'm just saying that, like, he has the ability to challenge really big things and take them out, all for the sweet, sweet price of only 2 ink. You get a real big menace on board, something that your opponent's going to be wanting to stay away from the majority of the game. And it's got a little scrub right there, the plasma blaster, a little wooden sword, and an ice cream cone. It's all the great things about Stitch, all wrapped up in one card. It's so good. What's the flavor text say? Always ready in an emergency. Usually because he caused it, Zuga Booga. That's pretty good. This is Jasmine, the princess character, and this is Jasmine, the princess character, the Royal Seafarer. But she's not a pirate. She's a storyborn hero princess, and she's here to be able to be shifted to the legendary, if you know what I'm saying, by order of the princess. When you play this character, choose 1. You either exert damaged character, chosen damaged character, pretty good, not bad. When you play this character, choose 1. So it's not a May. Like, you have to do these things. So if you're the only person with characters, you got to do one of them. And then chosen opposing character gains Reckless during their next turn. I guess you can choose 1, and if there's not a chosen damaged character and you choose this, it doesn't go through because there's no chosen damaged character. So even if your opposing character, yeah, even if you have, I don't know, there's kind of ways around it because it doesn't say May, but there's also no way around it because it doesn't say May. We're going crazy. Chosen opposing character gains Reckless during their next turn. Pretty good. Not too bad. The 2-3 stat line on a 3 body, though, kind of bad. You're really playing this for the ability and to be a shift target. You're not really playing it for that stat line, which isn't the best. This is Captain Hook. I played him a lot in the sealed tournaments because he can get you a card. That's a good ability. He's the storyborn villain pirate captain, and he's a 1/4, so he can survive a couple things. But there's lots of stuff that are hidden for 4 nowadays because the Daisy Duck kind of set the precedent. So lots of people are running those Gastons that are a 4/2 body and other stuff like that. He has the Inspires Dread ability while this character is exerted. Opposing pirate characters can't quest. What a good deal, because there's going to be some pirate characters out there. But other than that, it's pretty niche. This is a great artwork. Look at that hook. That is a big hook. Wow. Whenever this character is challenged, draw a card. So if they don't have a removal spell, if they don't have like a brawl, or if they don't have a way to get rid of this, if you have to challenge it, boom, you get to draw a card. And you're getting 2 lore. And then this is just kind of icing on the cake. If it's exerted, opposing pirate characters can't quest. And you can do stuff to give this ward, so like they can't choose it, but it has to be exerted to get that first ability, which is kind of a bummer because if it's exerted, and a pirate's out there, a pirate is going to attack it, is going to challenge it and knock it out. But you get to draw a card, so it kind of synergizes into itself. It's a good deal. This is Stitch. This is one that comes in the promo box, in the like Stitch gift set box for this set. You can shift it for 3, not bad. And then it has the, when you play this character, if you shift to play him, you may play an action card from your discard on the top of your deck. Not too bad, but also kind of bad because you gotta put down that 2-cost Stitch. Or if you're doing this in yellow, that might be the way to do it because there's a 1-cost Stitch out there and then you shift it for 3. I don't know how much I like it, what action cards you might want. Maybe you want the Revive card. It could be useful. I like it. It quests for 2. It has good stat lines for what it is, but it's uninkable, which is weird. But if you get this card, you probably want to play this card. The Go-Go Tomago is super good. This is being teched into lots of the green steel lists lately because it has this spicy ability where you can basically get free lore if you set it up. It takes some setup to get the lore, but it could be as good as a goat, and you can play it for 2. Super good. It's evasive, which is also a good deal. So this thing could even take out opposing Diablos. What about them? You play your Go-Go Tomago, and then you're good to go. The Stop Whining, Woman Up. When you play this character, you may pay 2 ink to gain lore equal to the damage on chosen opposing characters. So it can't be one of your characters. You can't damage yourself and then say, haha, I gain a whole bunch of lore. You can't do that. That's synergized too good. So they kind of nerfed it by saying it has to be a chosen opposing character. So you got to kind of think ahead before you play this card. You got to think about when you want to play it. If you have the 4 ink, maybe that's what you do that turn, but you're going to have to damage an opposing character to do it. Is it worth it? Probably. It's going in a lot of decks. This is Honey Lemon, and she has one of the promos from the organized play kits, the Chemical Genius. She's a 1/1 stat line, which isn't the best, but I think you're using her for her ability. Much like Tamagogo, this one has the same sort of things going for it. It can quest for 2, but it's got this spicy ability. Here's the best part. When you play this character, you may pay 2 ink to have each opponent choose and discard a card. Discard, super good. This one, you have to pay 4 ink to have them discard 1 card. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is Fredward. Fred has mascot for the day, a Storyborn hero. He's a hero because he's part of Big Hero 6, am I right? Whenever this character is challenged, gain 2 lore. So if you put this thing out, yeah, it's going to be questing for 1 lore at a time. But if it ever gets challenged, boom, you get 2 lore. It's a good deal. Fred is someone to think about. Is Enchantress better? Is Curse Merfolk better? Maybe Curse Merfolk is better than this because it has them discard a card. But if you're playing aggro, this might be the route to do it. But there's lots of new damaging things to get rid of Fred in this meta. You're telling me Fredward from iCarly got a card before iCarly? That's what's up. This is Toodles, and I never saw it coming. He's dressed like a skunk? Like, excuse me, what? I need to go watch Peter Pan very soon, because what is this dude up to? Toodles, the Lost Boy. Every Lost Boy has a favorite hiding spot. Toodles has 12 favorite hiding spots. That's crazy. And is this a hidden Mickey? The 3 dots of moss? Not a chance. Is this a hidden Mickey? I don't know. He's a 1/2/2 vanilla, which is the Flounder stat line, which is the best stat line. This is Dawson. Basil's Assistant, the Storyborn ally, the 3/4 stat line, quest for 2. We've seen this a bunch, this stat line. And an ally. We've just seen this card before. Overall, it's kind of vanilla, but questing for 2 is pretty good. Maybe there's a Floodborn Dawson in the works, but we can't get our hopes up for Floodborn of every card. By Jove, he must be around here somewhere. Basil, Shoutify! That's crazy. It looks like he's in the Luminary, but the Luminary fell apart in Shimmering Sky. So what's going on there? Heathcliff, I don't know where he's from. My heart tells me he's from 101 Dalmatians. I really don't know what Heathcliff is from. The Stoic Butler. He has Ward. Opponents can't choose this character except to challenge. Loyal Butler. Training target, helicopter pilot, and completely unflappable, whatever that means, dude. He quests for 2. He's a 3/3 stat line. Is this better than the card that we just talked about? You're getting 1 more willpower, but you're losing Ward. Would you rather have 1 more willpower, or would you rather have Ward? I like the Ward. I think this is better than Dawson. Let me know in the comments which one. This is our only question that we're going to ask in this whole video. Is Heathcliff better or is Dawson better? It's up to you. This is Basil, as I like to call him, right? And he's got the cheese eyes. That's what Monterey Jack should have had. Look at that. Look at those cheese eyes. He's got a magnifying glass. There's a big old owl footprint over here. He's evasive. He says, footprints from a large owl with droplets of water. Clearly, some avian menace has crossed that Azurite Sea and absconded with the crown. And he's saying that all while under the control of Jafar. So what's going on with that? Who's the owl? I don't know. What about him? This is Donald Duck, and he is the first mate. So he gets the pirate keyword, the 2/3 stat line. That's okay. But he gets to go to 3 lore if you have a captain character in play. This character gets +2 lore. You can quest for 3. That's the synergy we like to see. We like the pirates, and there he is. We're going to play him in a little Emerald Pirates deck, if you know what I'm saying. This is Daisy Duck, and she has an enchanted card, but on the enchanted card, oh, it's right there. There it is, the hidden ink caster. And what's that all about? Because we saw this hidden ink caster in Ariel. Ariel went and found this, and then she got Floodborn and turned into the Sonic Warrior. But what happened to the hidden ink caster? It's right here with the pirate captain, Daisy Duck. So what's going on? And what's she pointing at over there? That's the Owl Island, huh? This is pretty cool. I don't know what's going on with the Inkcaster. The answers we're looking for are on the other side of that maze. I just know it, says the duck. Or, you know what I think ducks say? Whack, whack, right? She's got the Distant Shores ability. Whenever one of your pirate characters quests while at a location, draw a card. Don't mind if I do. That's pretty good. You quest a card, you get to draw. If you don't exert her, you can probably get that ability again because it has the 3. I think people are going to be running Smash. The 3 cost action and do 3 damage. I don't know. I think that's a good counter to her. But look at all this lore right here. It's got the hidden Inkcaster. How'd she get it from Ariel? This is Myrtle Edmonds. And if she's in the Lorcana, then anything could be in Lorcana. She is Lilo's rival. She said, get out of my way before I run you over. She's a punk. She was real mean to Lilo. I'll be honest, the 1-3 stat line, pretty good survivability, but we already have a Flynn that does that. It doesn't even get the hero keyword. If you're playing a Lilo and Stitch theme deck, this is the only reason why you play it. Or unless you play the Flynn card that has the 1-3 stat line that has the Prince keyword. Am I right? Or do you not want Prince keywords sometimes? This is Prince Philip, and they need to cool it with the Prince Philips. They're giving this guy all kinds of cards, and he's not even that cool. Or is he? Let me know in the comments section. The Royal Explorer. He has Ward, and he quests for 2. He's a 3-2, has Ward. Not the best, but could be a shift target for the big Prince Philip, the 9-cost one. But probably not. If you're trying to make Prince Philip work, just stop it. Jasmine, the Royal Commodore. Shift 5. This is the one I'm most excited about. I just bought 3 of her online because I want to play a deck of 4 of her, and I already have 1. So this is pretty cool. I like this card. She's what's up. She says, when you play this character, if you shift to play her, return all other exerted characters to their players' hands. Don't mind if I do. Put all of their exerted characters. Doesn't matter what's going on with them. Doesn't matter if they have Ward. Doesn't matter what strength they have. Put them into their player's hand. I like it. It could save the game for you, and I'm excited to play her in real life when my copies come in from TCG Player. I like it. The 6 cost, the 5-5 stat lines. It's all good. This Peter Pan costs 7 ink. He's got the 4-6 stat line, which is the best stat line because it doesn't die to Medusa and it survives along Team Zeus. But it's overall pretty weird. Like, it could work, but it doesn't work because all they have to do is challenge once. Yeah? So it says this character enters play exerted. So already he's exerted. So if they challenge him, it does 4 damage back. That's kind of good, but I don't know. It says can't take a joke, huh? Captain Hook says while this character is exerted, each opposing character can't gain lore unless one of their characters has challenged this turn. So maybe they have to challenge into Peter Pan and do 4 damage to themselves, and then they can gain lore. Like it prevents one character from questing. And if they already chose to challenge, if they already had the idea of challenging, I don't know. It's a lot for a little. Maybe this pairs well with the Pluto that is a 5/5 when it doesn't have damage to it, and then it bodyguards. Maybe it pairs well with bodyguards. I just think it's real expensive for what it do be doing. This is the Hercules, a legendary card. The Jasmine was the other legendary card. This one has Ward, which is okay because it has 3 willpower. So it is pretty squishy. But if you don't exert it, you're going to be okay. You rarely exert this card if you're playing it. And if you didn't know, this is Pain and Panic. They're on a card and they're being squozed by Hercules. He quests for 2, but that's not why you play him. He can hit for 6, but that's not why you play him. You play him for his ability. His ability costs a whole lot for what it does, but also maybe not. Maybe it's kind of good for what it does, because if you just play one card and you're top decking, like this is made for top deckers. And if you're top decking, maybe this is made for you, but I don't think so. I guess this could also go in a blue-green, a Baja Blast colorway, but does it? For 3 ink, you do 1 damage to chosen damage character. They already have to be damaged. It's a bad deal. Overall, not playable, in my opinion. I'm not going to play it. I don't know about you. This is Alistar. Hello, Alistair. When you play this character, if an opponent has an item in play, gain 1 more. Don't mind if I do. So if they have an item in play, if you're going up against the blue deck of any kind, you get a lore. So it's a cheaper goat that has 1 less strength and 1 more willpower than a goat. But, like, I don't know. He does have the inventor keyword, and that's his saving grace. That's why he'd be good. This is Gazelle, and this Gazelle pairs well with the new Chief Bogo. This one is an angel with horns, because, check it out. Right there, she's got horns. You can really move. When you play this character, chosen character gains evasive until the start of your next turn. Don't mind if I do. There was a Wombo combo discovered with this, with the old Arthur Apprentice card, that quest and bounce a card back, and then you play Gazelle again and give it evasive and stuff, because the evasive would stay. Like, Gazelle doesn't have to be on board for the evasive to be present. So maybe it's good, maybe it's not the best, but it's here for Wombo combos, the Dreamborn ally. And check it out. The first person to get this signed by Shakira is cool. Okay, I'm not crazy. I'm just making sure Gazelle is voiced by Shakira. Somebody should probably get that Gazelle card signed by Shakira, and then it'd be pretty cool. Next card that we're talking about is this Goofy. Goofy has been teched into a couple of decks, but is it worth it? It is worth it, because it's kind of guaranteed to do its thing. If you're playing this on 5, it's going to stick around because it has Ward. And then by do its thing, I mean that you're going to get 3 lore, and you're going to give some other one of your characters Ward until the start of your next turn, which, as you know, is a good deal. A character with Ward is what's up. And what's Goofy even doing, man? He's that expert shipwright. What is he doing? What's he holding on to? What kind of hidden Mickey shenanigans is going on? He's got the inventor keyword, and that's all right with us. Inventor deck is coming through. Bellwether, the assistant mayor. This is the main villain of Zootopia. Spoiler alert, villain. During your turn, whenever a card is put in your inkwell, chosen opposing character gains reckless until their next turn. We've seen this ability get better and better. Like, before it was Iago, and Iago had to quest, and then it was on John Silver, the legendary. This ability was on Lyle Tiberius Rourke. When you play it, a chosen character gets reckless. Now it's even better. It's just whenever you ink, chosen opposing character gets reckless. They can't quest and must challenge if able. They can't quest. It's a good deal. Stop them from getting lower. This Basil, as I like to call him, is my favorite card from Azurite. See, I'm super excited to play it. I made sure that I traded to get 4 copies of these. It's the 4-5 stat line. That's okay, but that's not what we're playing it for. We're playing it for the ability twist and turns during your turn. Whenever a card is put in your inkwell, you may pay 1 ink to have chosen opponent choose and discard a card. Get rid of their cards. Ha ha! Basil strikes again. I still have faith in this, but the Illuminaries League Championship, Cross-Continental Championship that went on, this was in none of the decks that they posted for that. So maybe it's not as cool as I think, but I like it. It's fun. This is Olivia Flaversham, and if you didn't know, this is who Basil's trying to find, because Olivia Flaversham got kidnapped, and then he goes sees Hiram, and he's like, hey, what's wrong? He said, well, my daughter was kidnapped by Fidget. Wow. We haven't seen a Fidget card in a hot minute. This is Olivia Flaversham. She's the 2 uninkable 1/1 stat line that quest for 3. This is the same as the Pinocchio from Rise of the Floodborn. But now it's in green, and she can get you a lore fast. This is the Bend to My Will action card, which I like a lot because you can play this as early as turn 4. If you're in the blue-green colorway, it says each opponent discards all cards in their hands. Ooh, got them! If you have cards in your hands, you're not going to have them after we play this action card. This pairs well with Prince John. Prince John will let you draw cards for every card that they discard. Don't mind if I do. Prepare to board action card. Chosen character gets +2 strength this turn. If a pirate character is chosen, they get +3 strength this turn. Is it worth it? Maybe, if you want more strength. But how often do you really want more strength on your pirates? This is the Heffalumps and Woozles. Is this the only song card that we got? This is the only song card that we got in Emerald. Heffalumps and Woozles action song. Chosen opposing character can't quest during their next turn. Don't mind if I do. They're not reckless. They don't have to challenge. They just can't quest during the next turn. But check it out right there. Draw a card. You could double sing this with Ursula, and it might be better than Strike a Good Match, or it might be way worse than Strike a Good Match. It's up to you. This is the Mosquito Bite, and it has kind of a new mechanic on it. It says put 1 damage counter on chosen character. So a damage counter gets past resist. It gets past not ward, because you can't choose the character. It mostly gets past resist. And this is really good in a draft situation. If you want to get rid of your opponent's Mr. Big, which we'll talk about in the Steel video. Mr. Big quest for 3 or 4 or something crazy, but only has a 1/1 stat line, but can't be challenged by any character with 2 strength or higher, which is spoilers like all the characters. And who's on this card? Who do we see right here? Who in Disney has 1 eye and is green? Mike Wazowski. That's right. You came back action card. This comes in the starter deck, which is why I'm going to buy one of those starter decks, because this card is so sick. You came back action card says ready, chosen character. Don't mind if I do. It doesn't have the stipulation that they can't quest. Doesn't have the stipulation that they can't challenge or anything. It's so sick, and it's so sick it even got an enchanted card. Lovely card. The best. Look at that. Stitch and Lilo together forever. They're the best friends. But it means that, like, with Olivia Flaversham, she can quest again. You can quest for 3. You came back, boom, quest for another 3. That's 6 lore. It's free lore right here for 3 ink. It might be one of the most cost-effective ways to get lore in Emerald. I like it a lot. I think people are sleeping on it. You could even like quest your beast and then ready your beast tragic hero with this to keep it safe again. It's what's good. Beast swinging for 7 and then ready it up again and then swing again for 7. Make your beast super useful because on your opponent's turn it goes back to a 3 strength. But if you keep it as a 7 strength for 2 swings, that's so sick. I like that a lot. Megabot. This item enters play exerted. So it's already like you can't use it that turn because lots of items you put down and then boom, you exert it to use the thing. But you can't do that with this. You need a different way to ready it, or you just wait the turn. It says this item enters play exerted. That's the happy face. And then destroy ability says the exert. Banish this item. Choose one. Banish chosen item or banish chosen damaged character. So if they have a damaged character, boom, they're gone. If they have an item, boom, they're gone. But they could also just find some item removal and take away your Megabot. So it's not the best, but it is pretty utilitarian. Item hate is going to be a good thing. The Galactic Communicator, look who it is. It's Stitch and Lilo. Oh, they're having fun. And who's holding it? Who has a hand with 1 eye? That's right, Mike Wazowski. For 1 ink, you banish this item. Return a chosen character with 2 strength or less to their player's hand. So this is the same as playing a Kick Cloud Kicker. Kick Cloud Kicker is a 3-cost inkable that does the same thing. And this you're paying 3-cost uninkable to do Kick Cloud Kicker's ability. Yuck, right? Ew. Anybody ringing a bell with you yuck? The best way to keep in touch with those you're looking for. Good deal. Not the best card. I'm not going to play it. Transport Pod is an item card. Is this from Lilo and Stitch or is this from something different? Alistar. Oh. We reinvented the very concept of transportation. Alistair, is this from Big Hero 6? What's going on here? Did this have flavor text? The best way to keep in touch, we already read that. Transport pod, at the start of your turn, you may move a character of yours to a location for freezies. Don't mind if I do. At the start of your turn, it's weird. It goes in the bag. So, like, if you have Queen's Castle and you don't already have a character there, it only checks for start of the turn once. So you're not going to be able to move transport by the character and then do the start of turn check again. That's not how Queen's Castle is working. So it doesn't do all the cool things because the check only happens once. Does that make sense? It makes sense. Transport pod, kind of spicy. Like, it just kind of gives you a free move. Like, you want to do it for the move thing, not for the location's ability that turn. I guess, like, for Skull Rock, it's pretty cool because Skull Rock gives you +1 willpower. Or, like, maybe it's a cost-effective way to get people to Hidden Cove. It's just a lot to do a little because the places that you want to go to aren't very expensive. Maybe this works with the Sugar Rush Speedway finish line. I don't know. This is the Perilous Maze. It costs 3 to play the Perilous Maze. And then what happens says Lost in the Waves. Whenever a character is challenged while here, opponent chooses and discards cards. So if they decide to challenge, they're going to be in for a surprise. It has 8 willpower, so they're not going to be able to get rid of it super easy, especially on turn 3. What do they have on turn 3 to take this out? Probably 2 Gastons, 2 Reckless Gastons take this out. Whenever a character is challenged while here, each opponent chooses and discards a card. So they're going to have to take out this location before they take out your characters because they don't want to discard. Is it fun? Is it cool? Maybe. I don't think it works too well. This is Owl Island. And Owl Island is, I'm pretty sure, what Daisy Duck is pointing to. Like, don't that look like Owl Island? I don't know. Don't at me. Owl Island, let's talk about it. It's 3 unequal, so that's not the best. It only costs 1 to move there. That's pretty good. 6 willpower. Maui one-shots it. For each character you have here, you pay 1 less for the first action you play each turn. Don't mind if I do. That means that your You Came Back action card could be free if you have 3 cards there, but you would have to move them one at a time. Like, if you paid 3 to move them here, I don't know. It's a lot to learn. Whenever you play a second action in a turn, gain 3 lore. So you better believe that your opponent is going to try to take out this location. It doesn't gain a lore, but if you gain 3 lore for playing 2 actions, like if you play Friends on the other side and then get any action in those 2 cards that you draw, boom, you gain 3 lore. Maybe this fits well in a green-purple, but also probably not. I tried it in a green-purple. That's what I'm going to do. I'm excited for it. And then the 3 enchanters that we talked about, Daisy Duck with her hidden Inkcaster. This is Basil with, what is that, a hat and a weird face disguise. And then the You Came Back, probably the best enchanted, but it looks like these are more expensive. But this is definitely a really good card. I recommend it. You can just get free lore from it. So good. Don't mind if I do. Thanks for watching. We put out new videos every day. On Mondays, we talk about all the different cards and the different inks, and that's what was going on. Next Monday, we will talk about all the Ruby cards in Sapphire, in Azurite Sea, not in Sapphire. What am I talking about? Mostly, we'll talk about this Jasmine that when she hit a quest, each opponent loses a lore, and that's a good deal.